Hey guys, Chad here from Take It or Leave It. Sorry I've been MIA for a little bit. I've been sick and I completely lost my voice, but I'm better and I'm back and I'm here to talk about the film Heretic. Here's the synopsis. Two young religious women are drawn into a game of cat and mouse in the house of a strange man. Alright, with that down, let's get into the pros and the cons, starting with the pros. Well, there were two big pros to this film, the first being the writing in the first act. It's absolutely phenomenal. I mean, it's borderline Tarantino-esque in its expert dialogue, and it's not just the back and forth dialogue that's so compelling and interesting, it's actually the proposed fascinating thesis of the main villain that really hooked me. Some people might have found this a bit boring, like a lecture in a theology course or something, but I loved how Hugh Grant's character walked us through his perspective using a board game analogy, and when we get to the end of his pitch and he closes it out with, "The last thing I wanted was to find the one true religion, but unfortunately I did." I mean, dude, come on, it's over. You've got me hook, line, and sinker. That hook is wedged so deep into my cheek. It's over for me. I couldn't wait to see what we were going to get next. But that's just Act 1. We'll get into Acts 2 and 3 in a little bit. The other overarching pro in this film is clearly Hugh Grant's performance. Other than seeing him in Dungeons and Dragons, I haven't really seen him do anything kind of outside of his comfort zone. To me, he's always been the charming, charismatic rom-com guy, but apparently he's expanding his horizons because he's charming and he's charismatic in this film, but he is ominous. And I found his performance absolutely electrifying. So hats off to him, and here's to hoping that he continues to go outside his comfort zone. And lastly, for the pros, this is just an incredibly well-crafted film, all around really. But in particular, the cinematography was extremely creative, and it just maximized the potential of this very limited space. But now we gotta move on to the cons. The first of which is that this film just completely loses itself in Act 2 and especially Act 3. The second act, it proposes a pretty interesting scenario with a lot of epic implications. It's really Act 3 where everything goes completely away from anything interesting, at least in my opinion, and by the end of the film it just felt like the ending just deflated and completely wasted all the really cool stuff that was built up in Acts 1 and 2. I mean, there's a part during the third act where my heart sunk completely, in which Hugh Grant's character straight up uses exposition to tell us exactly what he's doing and why. And I'm not kidding, I literally put my head in my hands. I was just so bummed that that's where we were going. Like, really? That's it? We're going there? Come on. That's so lame compared to where I thought we were going. Topher Grace also makes an appearance in this film, but I mean, it's pretty much an appearance. Like, he's in the film and then he just kind of disappears. It's like the writers just forgot he existed, or even that they intended to just use his character as a narrative vehicle to create some tension and then add a little comedy. Whatever the intentions were, it just felt like he and his character were completely wasted. And lastly, do you guys remember those Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes movies? Okay, good. And this might be personal to me, it might just be my complaint about those films, but one of the things that I couldn't stand was that at the end of those films, Sherlock Holmes would just use exposition and just rattle off all of the things he figured out that none of us as the audience actually saw, and we just had to kind of take his word for it that the mystery was solved. Yeah, well, that dynamic is present in this film with one of the characters, and it happens multiple times, and I wish we just got more hints and clues and had more of a chance to kind of figure these things out along the way, because like the Sherlock Holmes films, I just felt like I had to take the character's word for it. This film definitely has elements of Barbarian, Saint Maud, and Compliance, and I've got to give Heretic a 5.7 out of 10. But those are just my thoughts, take it or leave it. What do you guys think? Have you seen this film yet? Do you agree with me that the first act was freaking awesome, but that Acts 2 and especially 3 started to go downhill? Or do you think this film was amazing from beginning, middle to end? Let me know down in the comments section, let's talk about it. And if you enjoyed this video but you want more information about what's on my watch list, what I'm currently watching, the kind of ratings I'm giving these films, as well as upcoming releases I'm looking forward forward to. Don't forget to follow me on track.tv. My username is TIOLI_reviews. The link is in the description box. Go ahead and click it and start following me on Tracked, and I look forward to seeing you over there. And as usual, guys, thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I really appreciate it. Don't be afraid to hit that like and subscribe button. And until next time, I'm Chad from Take It or Leave It, and I'll check you later.
Check you later. Check you later.
Hey, man, get off my case.
Man, chicks don't want to hear that shit.